I'm just going through with the blow dryer with the paddle brush to do the first drying set that I do before I use the rolling brush. And notice how I'm sort of adding tension to her hair with the brush to create a silkier finish. In a few, I'm going to slow the video down. Here we are, slowing it down. And you'll see I'm kind of using my finger on the top of the brush to pull at her hair without hurting her, of course, just to make the finish that the dryer gives her hair sleeker, so I don't have to go over it as many times. This tension method with the paddle brush makes it easier for you to get the hair straight in less passes than you would without using it. So if I was just using the paddle brush without applying any tension to her hair, I'd have to go over it more times than necessary. So just a tip. So I'm just going to go ahead and section this larger section into smaller sections. And I'm going to go in with the wide tooth comb to go ahead and detangle out that smaller section before I use the blow dryer. And I'm going to continue using that tension method with the paddle brush throughout this entire section and the rest of her head. And I'm just going to let you guys watch as I do that. So once that's set, I'm going to go in with Old Faithful, my rolling brush, in small sections. Y'all already know, small sections are the major key. And I'm going to slow this part of the video down so you can really see how I use the rolling brush, because I feel like this is the most important part to really get the hair sleek and smooth. And your movement of the the movement of the rolling brush is so important, because you don't want to get your client's hair tangled up in the brush or yank too hard at their scalp to cause them discomfort. So just really pay attention to what I'm doing. Look at the flick of the wrist. Okay, so hopefully you got the gist of that, and I'm going to speed her up now to get through this whole section with the rolling brush. Now you should easily be able to detangle this section with a fine-tooth comb, and that's how you know you did it right. If you have a whole bunch of knots, you did something wrong. You got to go back with one of the brushes. So now I'm doing that top half of her hair that I left out earlier, and I'm going in with the other half of that dime size of the Shine Blowout Cream. Rub it through thoroughly, major key. Everything you do with the blowout needs to be thorough, point blank period, the end. Okay, so I blew out the other section on the top off camera. So now I'm going to go in with a 1/2 dime size of the Ion Silk Drops on the bottom half of her head. And if you can't really see this bottle, it's in the beginning of the video. Sorry, the glare is bad from the light. We're going to rub that all the way through thoroughly. And then go in with the heat protection spray that I like to spray on my hands because I don't know, that just works better for me. But if spraying it directly on the hair works better for you, you can do that too. Here I am sectioning her hair off into tiny sections because small sections are key. Say it with me.
Small sections are key.
And I'm using the comb towards the bottom of the flat iron to get a really smooth, silky press. And I'm going to continue using these small sections throughout her whole head. And you don't want to make too many passes over your client's hair. So I would say one pass should do it when you're using small sections, but sometimes you can miss an area. So I would say 2 passes maximum because you're going to have to go back in towards the end to bump it and style to your client's desire. So I'm going to speed this process up and just stay tuned. And I'm just going to go in with the rolling brush to add that extra smooth finish that I like to do afterwards. Because I sectioned it in half, I'm doing it in halves. So, yeah. So now that I have gotten my client to the level of Beyonce Knowles, I'm just showing you guys the shine so you can check up on it. Ooh boy, you looking like you like what you see. And right now I'm just rubbing in that Beyond the Zone heat protection spray that you guys just saw me spray in the last clip. So yeah, you're gonna make sure you rub that in every single section. That's very important. Here we go again with the paddle brush and the blow dryer. No, but for real. So I'm going back in with the paddle brush and the blow dryer to give it that nice, sleek, finished look. You guys know I like to go back in with the dryer when I'm done pressing. So, just stay tuned for the finished product. And I'm just reinforcing where my client told me she wants her part with the rolling brush and the blow dryer. You guys can do this with the hot comb, but it's really up to you. It's whatever works best. Oh, and these ends, honey, not on my watch. That's better. And now we're gonna give her a nice little even shape. Now that all of these split ends are cut, I'm just evening it up so she has a cute little shape. This is what it looks like once I'm done. She's very even, and I comb my clients' hair all around their face like they're the Grudge before I cut, because I feel like it gives me an even more precise cut. So now you guys will see me sectioning off her hair, and this bottom piece that I'm sectioning off, I am just going to part each section in half. So let me do this. Okay, so this next section, let me use this example. I am parting it in half, and the left side I'm curling the ends to the right, and the right side I'm curling the ends to the left. And that's how you achieve that feathered grown woman Michelle Obama look, you know? So pay attention, curling the left to the right and curling the right section to the left. And I'm just going to continue this pattern all throughout the entire head, so stay tuned. So right now my client is giving you body, yaddy, yaddy. And we're not done, because I'm going to give it a final comb through and a little blow dry to add some extra flavor. And now I'm doing the same thing to her bangs. So since her bangs are going to be on the right, I'm bumping them to the left. Yes, at this point she is the first lady, well, the only first lady I acknowledge, period, Michelle Obama. And now to add a little extra sauce in the area, you can honestly do this throughout the entire head if you want to. I'm gonna slow it down so you can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm taking the rolling brush and rolling it in the direction that I want her bangs to fall. Since they're on the right, I'm rolling it to the left, and it adds a little extra bump and flare so that when she goes ahead and like flips her hair back, it falls right back into place, and you'll see how it looks once I'm done. And here we have the final results. I hope you guys learned something from my video, and I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time.